Well, good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. We got a little bit of rainfall in Waterloo right now. A couple of stray showers over Cold Point. Look at that. Cokesbury picking up on a little bit of rain. This is quickly dissipating, which is good news. But as we take a look at our active flood warnings, meaning we've still got this river, Saluda River at West Pelzer especially, still technically spilling over its banks into some neighborhoods. This flood warning is in effect through early tomorrow morning, by the way. And then as we move into the mountains for Asheville, we've got a flood warning along basically the flood river, the French Broad River, excuse me. This part of it from Asheville to Flesher is in effect until tomorrow at noon. And as you travel down south closer to Brevard, that flood warning is still in effect until tomorrow morning. So all of these flood warnings for the area rivers expire at some point tomorrow as those flood waters continue to recede. So some good news there. We've got Tropical Depression Joyce. This is moving to the north and eventually maybe to the west out toward Bermuda, if not to the east of Bermuda. We've got Tropical Depression 12. This is likely going to be our next major hurricane. You could see this tiny little dot right there. There's Bermuda. So I think it's going to probably likely be spun around east of there, but something that we will continue to watch nonetheless. Another Category 3, likely stronger as we go into the coming days. This is the one that we're hyper focused on right now because this has not developed yet. Okay, so there's nothing to track, but this is expected to develop in the coming days in the Caribbean and then very likely end up in the Gulf of Mexico again. There is a 50% chance that we will be tracking another system in the Gulf of Mexico as we go into the weekend or early next week. So we'll be following that for you. In the meantime, live Super Doppler 4 radar all across the region. Things mainly calm, mainly dry. A few stray showers out there right now. As we head into this afternoon, yes, there's going to be a few more of those showers, especially right along I-40 and to the north of there. I think it's going to be a bit more isolated to the south, but they will be around. Not expecting anything severe, not expecting most of these to be heavy. So good news there, but still, I know we don't want or need any more rain. As we go into tomorrow, we're back to sun and clouds. You may see a couple spotty showers. It's just that time of year. But as we go throughout the next few days, I think for the most part, most of us will stay dry with highs near 80 degrees. The next big change for us in terms of our weather pattern comes as we get into the weekend. I think we're going to have a cold front that will be allowed to come through. If that happens, that's going to cool us down. And by the end of the weekend, for sure, we should start to feel more fall-like in the 50s and in the 70s. And then a reinforcing shot of cold air likely coming next Monday and Tuesday, which would cool us down even more. So if you're hoping for more fall-like weather, which, by the way, is not only cooler, it's got very dry air. So not much of a chance of rain once that comes. That should be by the end of the weekend into early next week. Oh, it's the circle of life on today's Parella's Pals. Sazu from The Lion King. Wells Messingill's mom basically said, hey, we went to The Lion King and they were inspired to create this masterpiece. And what a masterpiece it is. Spearman Elementary School, 7 years old. I'll tell you, after the past few days, this brightens my day. And hopefully it does for you at home. Very colorful and a very happy looking Sazu. Thank you so much, Wells. If you at home have a talented kid you want to show off, hey, it's a good time to spend some time practicing that art, right? We would love to see it. Just go to our website, scroll down our menu page to Parella's Pals, and I'll do my best to show it off around 6:25 Monday through Friday. Well, happy Monday, everyone. We've got an area of low pressure that's going to pass just to the north of us and give us a few isolated showers as we go throughout the day today. I think we're going to max out at about ½ an inch or so for parts of the mountains. It will be isolated today, but that much or that little, really, we don't need any more. I know that, but it will not interfere with our flood waters receding in some of these rivers. In fact, as we take a look right now, we've got a flood warning until tomorrow for the French Broad River from Asheville to Fletcher. That's until tomorrow at noon. And then as we travel down closer to Brevard, that flood warning for that part of the French Broad River is until tomorrow morning. So again, as we take a look out in the tropics, Tropical Depression Joyce, this is actually dying down as it heads north. It is far from the U.S. and far from land. We have a brand new tropical storm. This is Tropical Storm Kirk. This will be our next major hurricane, expected to be a Category 3 at least as we go into the weekend. You could see it's pretty far from land as well. Right here, well, that's Bermuda. So you can see how far away from that it is. I think the steering winds will continue to pull it away. Nonetheless, we'll continue to follow it. We've got an area that we are watching. Earlier today, this had a 50% chance of developing in the next 5 days. Now it's down to 40% chance. But as you know, these kind of fluctuate or oscillate. So this is expected to develop in the Caribbean and then head into the Gulf of Mexico by the weekend or early next week. Where it goes from there is still a question mark because remember, nothing's formed. There's nothing there to track, but that's the latest on that system. We will continue to follow it and keep you updated, but I know there's a lot of folks out there that's already worried this is going to follow the same path as Helene. Just know, no one knows. There's nothing to track. There's nothing official. But as we start to get something to track, we will do that, and I promise we will keep you updated. In the meantime, here's this area of low pressure that is kind of tracking just to the north of us. It's kind of spewing a few of those spotty showers or isolated showers our way, especially across the mountains this afternoon. Tomorrow we're back to partly cloudy skies. Cannot rule out a very stray shower or two. Highs near 80 for the upstate. We'll be back in the low and mid 70s for the mountains. Wednesday essentially looks to be the very same thing, and then as we get toward the weekend, we'll have a cold front. I do think that will come through, and if it does, that's going to cool us down back into the 50s as we go into most of Saturday morning and Sunday morning. It's 70s for daytime highs. Hello fall, even a little bit cooler for the mountains, and then likely a second cold front comes through early next week. That's a reinforcing shot of cold air, so early next week should feel even better for those of you that like it crisp.